Hi, welcome to Pocketgrass. My name's Mary Ann Mormon, most often known by my kitchen name as Aunt Mama, and I'd like to welcome you to our dumpling episode. This is how Pocketgrass works. We ask you to send us a recipe, and we'll choose one and make that the theme of the show. Because one of the things that unites all of us is food and music, and we got some great music coming on up for you. We'll have magic. We'll dip into the archives. We'll bring you stories. We'll even bring you a lightning workshop so you can play along too. So stay tuned. It's all coming up on Pocketgrass.
Well, I heard the warden say, son, you've got one more day. One last meal until they lead you away. And if there's anything that you want, you know we're going to go on out and get it. And you don't have to go until we come back with it. So I thought about it for a second, and then I said, well, bring me 2 dinosaur eggs over easy, fried sugar plums, not too greasy, some black-eyed peas, mosquito knees, and a little bitty bowl of buttered bebop beans, a captivating cup of crocodile tears, maybe a purple watermelon and some alligator pears, a bottle of that mellow mountain mist, and a female banana that I can't resist. Now go get my dinner, go get my dinner. You ain't got it, well go on out and get it. 'Cause I ain't going till you come back with it. I'll take a heavy hunk of jelly and a fried rainbow, some rainwater cocktail and some breeze Alamo, a barbecue brick, a chocolate ice cream. Pass me a plate of them stewed moonbeams. Now go get my dinner, go get my dinner. You ain't got it, well now go on out and get it. 'Cause I ain't going till you come back with it. I'll take 1 genuine saber-toothed tiger steak, 1 whole hippopotamus well-baked, 2 cross-eyed catfish, and some wavy gravy in the left-hand dish. Now go get my dinner, go get my dinner. Well, you ain't got it, well go on out and get it. 'Cause I ain't going till you come back with it now. I say go get my dinner, go get my dinner. Well now warden, you got to hear my spiel. I ain't a-going till I get my last meal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Downtown Mountain Boys out of Seattle, and we're going to do a little song here based on some stories my granddaddy told me. He was a logger in the Oregon woods, and he ran a steam donkey and was kind of the king of the camp, and my grandma was the camp cook. So she was really the queen of the camp. And then on weekends, my granddaddy would play fiddle at the local dances, and so I guess that's where this music came from. He told me these stories, a little bit, Paul Bunyan-esque, a little, maybe a little exaggeration, but based on some stories. And a little tune called Timber, I'm a Lumberjack. First there's Tom and Don and Dave and Mary, and my name's Terrence. Timber, I'm a Lumberjack. 1, 2, 3. I've been a logger up in the woods, eating sawdust and bark, put in 25 hours every day, working from dawn till dark. Well, we top 'em high, we cut 'em low, we turn 'em with a PV pole, we limb 'em down, load 'em up, then it's off to the mill they go. And it's timber, I'm a lumberjack, a buck-strong man you see. Timber, I'm a lumberjack, not everyone can be. Now the whistle punky blows his horn, a donkey blows back too. He could pull a tree right through a hill, I've seen him do a few. When I was lost another man last week, hit by a tree they say. Well, we covered him up with a gunny sack, then we worked down out the day. And it's timber, I'm a lumberjack, a buck-strong man you see. Timber, I'm a lumberjack, not everyone can be. Cookie May, she's a good old soul. She cooks for 100 men. She fries them cakes in a yard of grease on a 10-foot frying pan. Now the men, they like her cooking fine, they like her pastries too. But the one that brought the smile to face was Mabel's timber stew. And it's timber, I'm a lumberjack, a buck-strong man you see. Timber, I'm a lumberjack, not everyone can be. Timber, I'm a lumberjack, a buck-strong man you see. Timber, I'm a lumberjack, not everyone can be. And it's timber.
Well, it's time for Cousin Harlyn to come, but Cousin Harlyn gonna be late to Cousin Harlyn's funeral. Never on time, that one. Oh, but that noise means Cousin Harlyn is here. Now, what made you late this time? Harlyn went to see Grandma in Moscow, Idaho. Well, that's just over the mountains. Why would that make you late? You went to the wrong Moscow? You went to Moscow in Russia? Oh, and you liked it. You got to eat all kinds of food. What did you eat? Dumplings. Well, of course, all over the world, people take vegetables or meat or cheese, whatever, and put it in little flour pockets. Like these. These are kreplach dumplings. They're mighty good. Been around. Harlyn, get your finger banjo picking out of those dumplings. You got work to do. What are you going to play for the next episode? Figaro, Figaro, opera, Italian. Let's make meatballs. The episode theme for the next time. You can make your favorite recipe. Please do. We can all eat together. Send them in. Remember, we can have a Pocketgrass recipe book one day, and you don't have to make Italian meatballs. You could go to IKEA if you wanted to. All right, Harlyn, I will tell a story. I'll tell you a story about chicken and dumplings in just a minute. But right now, Harlyn and I are going to join you, and we're all going to enjoy the music of Doni and Eric. Please welcome Nefesh Mountain right here at Pocketgrass.
Hi friends, we're Nefesh Mountain. We are a bluegrass band from the New York area, and we are honored to be a part of this brand new series called Pocketgrass, and we're so excited to share some music with you guys.
So this episode's perfect for us. Our family comes from Eastern Europe, and there is a delicious dumpling called kreplach, has a ch, and it's something that we eat quite often during Jewish holidays, and it's delicious, and we love it. I think what's so cool about this and thinking about the kreplach and these dumplings is that so many cultures have them, wontons and raviolis, and so many people from all over the world make dumplings, and it's something that we all have in common. I think it's really cool.
So I love this. I love talking about food in this way because a dumpling reminds me of the violin. So many different cultures have the violin or the fiddle as a mainstay in their musical forms, in their traditional music. And as Doni pointed out, the same thing goes for dumplings. It's this kind of basic, fundamental thing. It's like folk music or like a peasant dish or like, and it just is sort of elemental to our existence as humans that to me it connects us all rather than separates us or puts up boundaries between us.
So for this episode, we're going to take you to the Carpathian Mountains. And we actually were there. Eric and I had a chance to visit this beautiful part of Eastern Europe. My mother took our whole family on this roots trip 2 summers ago, and we were able to visit the actual towns that our ancestors had lived in. My family was from a small town called Sluchev and completely taken it by its beauty. It was really remarkable. But at the same time, we were really moved and struck by the sadness, the heaviness of the history of our families during World War II.
We're really excited to share with you this medley of songs that we put together special for this project. The first of which is a nigun, and a nigun is a wordless melody, and this was from a collection of Beregovsky's Tish niguns, all found from Eastern Europe, where our family and our ancestors came from.
The second part of this medley is an old song that most of you know called Wayfaring Stranger, about finding your way home.
This third song is meant to tie all of this together. It's one of ours called Esa Einai, and it's about the mountains. It's about these Carpathian Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains and the Smokies and the Rockies, all of the great mountains on our beautiful planet and the inspiration that they give us.
no more to roam. I'm just crossing over Jordan. I'm going back. I'm going home. I lift my eyes to the mountains. I lift my eyes to the mountains. I lift my eyes to the mountains. And where does my help? Where does my help? Where does my help come from? Oh, Saina el Hehari me aina boazri. Oh, Saina el Hehari me aina boazri. Saina, 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 Saina. I lift my eyes to the mountains. I lift my eyes to the mountains. I lift my eyes to the mountains. And where does my help? Where does my help? Where does my help come from? I'm going home to see my mother. I'm going home, no more to roam, 'cause my help comes from the mountains. That's where my help, that's where my help, that's where my help comes from.
My mother loved recipes. She liked to cook, but she really liked the recipes even more. And she spent all this time with them. She cut them out of the newspaper and collected cookbooks. They were all over the house. They lined our kitchen. She would read the newspaper. She would get pamphlets. One of my favorites was a 1941 compilation from the new Snowdrift cookbook. And it was designed to teach the modern homemaker how to improve deep frying. I cannot imagine why any Southerner needs lessons in frying fat. Now, I would have run from the kitchen. I did not want to do what Mama did. But I couldn't get rid of all of her cookbooks, and I couldn't throw away all her recipe cards. So I kept them. And one gold maple leaf autumn day, a great niece helped me open that recipe box, and we found some real treasures inside. My nephew Sean had brought her over because she had some school assignment he wanted me to help her with. He swings her up on the old red brick counter and sniffs around the oven. He's hopeful. He knows I'm going to cook for him, and he wants to know, what's for dinner? I tell him I'll reach inside the recipe box and see what Mama might suggest for us. I ask him what he's going to do, and he's going to go burn leaves, tidy up. I get nervous when Sean's going to tidy up because he does not know an heirloom for my houndstooth, and I never know what he's going to throw away. But he's very helpful. I love him. So I let him go and open up the recipe box for Paige. First of all, I take out Geechee cakes. She's not interested in Geechee cakes, and I'm kind of sorry because I want to tell her about her ancestors who landed in Charleston, and they were Quakers and they worked with the Gullah people there. So then I try the Kentucky Boogaloo. She's not interested in that either. And then I can't tell her about crossing Cumberland Gap and going on down to Kentucky. I blow it on Aunt Betty Buckner's Brunswick stew because Mama had written on the back of the card about Aunt Betty Buckner shooting the squirrels from the back porch that were for the stew, and Paige didn't like that. I told her Daddy always said if you can't catch it or shoot it or grow it, we can't eat it. Well, Sean comes on back through the back door at that point and tells me he has found all of this lumber in my tool room that's just full of termites. I assure him that's true because we are in the Northwest where we have a lot of lumber and therefore termites. But I also know they're destructive, and I know he wants to put them in the burn pile with the leaves, so I tell him he can. And he looks over at Paige with a kind of impish grin in his eyes and says, "Tell your auntie about your assignment." I didn't know anything about exactly what that meant. I'm still got the recipes looking for dinner, and I asked her, what assignment do you have? She told me that her teacher had told all the children they needed to talk to someone in the family and get a story. Her daddy had said I would be the person she should talk to. Now, I was flattered. I certainly wanted to tell her a story, a family story. I didn't know any. I didn't know what I had to tell her. So I asked her, did they tell you anything more? Is there anything else I should know about this assignment? She kind of swings her legs across the counter, tosses her brown velvet hair, and says, "No, they said we should just talk to an elder." It was a defining moment. I was the only one in the kitchen, so that made me the elder, and it also put the pressure on. Now I really, really needed to find a good recipe. I pull up another card, and you can always tell the cards by the handwriting or the typing. And this one was a cake recipe, and Aunt Mabel had printed it out on her rickety Royal typewriter. All the A's hiccuped. We didn't need cake. We needed to have food, real food. Out the window, I watched Sean tending the fire, adding the termites. His daughter's getting a little fidgety, kind of wants something to do. I know what's going to happen next. She's going to tell me she's hungry. So now I need a story, and I need dinner, and I don't have a story, and my nephew's out there burning God knows what, and she's getting fidgety, and I try to think. I don't have a story. What am I going to tell her? So I get out the old crockery bowl. I get the recipes. I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I pull out Mama's chicken and dumplings. And I say, how would you like this? How would you like dumplings? Paige wants to know if they're wontons. I assure her, in my family, growing up in Appalachia, they were not wontons. They were dumplings. And she wants to know the difference, and I tell her about making the little pockets for the dumplings. And chicken and dumplings are noodles that are sort of rolled out, and they're cut into squares. You cook them with the chicken and the stock pot. Well, she got all interested, and we got the flour in the crocky bowl, and I got the pastry, and I'm looking out the window, and I'm watching Sean bring in more wood, and she's happy, and she wants to know all about how this food is made, and she's got shovelfuls of flour dusting the entire floor, and I'm trying to straighten them up, and I look out the window. I'm shocked. Oh, my fathers. Well, that scares her, and I'm running to the door. I opened the back kitchen door and said, "Sean?" But it was too late. He had carried his great-great-grandfather's mahogany bed rails and fed it to the flames. There's nothing I could do. I didn't want to yell at him in front of his daughter. I'm from people who tried to be merciful, tried to teach us to be merciful. So I did not kill him that day. I shut the door, ignored the smoke, looked at Paige. We took our dumplings, put them in the pot. And I was hoping that in that moment, if I'm going to be an elder, I'd like to be a wise elder. I'd like to be wise enough to know that that stuff in the burn pile is just stuff. And the real treasure, what feeds us, is in the pot. And the recipes that fit right in your pocket, that's the gold. And in every dumpling, that's the story.
Superstition of the world.
Okay, we're tracking it here.
I'm sorry, we're jamming.
I know.
For God's sake, David, let us go. Okay, I'm taking this off.
So today, you ready to learn a song?
Okie dokie.
Before we do that, though, I want to ask you a question. Another question.
Go ahead.
So you told me where the guitar's from. Where are you from? I'm just curious. Are you?
Well, as I said, I teach at Our Lady of Perpetual Mood Swing near SeaTac.
And do you have music in your family? Did you teach yourself music, or how did that come about?
Pretty much just out of boredom at the convent. There was a guitar. We learned all the songs from The Sound of Music.
Oh.
And, of course, when that was done, I just thought, there's got to be more out there. So I just kept playing.
Oh, that's great. So that's great. You picked it up yourself. No musical heritage in your family. Nothing like that.
Oh, well, you know what? There is actually, I believe my father told me that a distant relative was Earl Scruggs. Is that anybody important?
Well, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you could say Earl Scruggs is important.
Okay, well, I know that I'm a Scruggs. So, yeah.
Well, we should call you Scruggs from now on.
Sister Mary Agnes Scruggs.
All right. I like that.
That's good.
That explains a lot to me about your musical ability. Okay. The theme for this show is dumplings.
Oh, back to food. I love that.
Back to food.
I love that.
There are dumplings after our stuff here. We are going to learn a tune called Billy and the Low Ground.
Okie dokie.
Okay. I don't know what it has to do with dumplings, though I think it has to do with a goat trapped in the low ground. So
a goat trapped in the low grounds going for dumplings.
There you go.
Later. Okay. All right.
So this is in C.
Okay, C.
And the chords are going to be C, A minor, F, G, C. And not in that order, but
Oh, okay.
So now I'm going to show you how the melody goes.
All right. Oh.
1, 2, 1. Excellent job.
Oh, thank you so much.
Excellent.
It's applause. This is that's.
You don't have any.
I know. It's here.
Do you have anything else you could use? That really frightens me.
Oh well, this is even bigger. Yeah. No, you
I
probably
don't
want
think
to
that's any better.
stick with the.
Anything else?
Well, let's see. I just brought a few things from home. This is only if you're really bad.
That reminds me of my grandmother.
We're just gonna put that down. We'll
I'll just do it right. Okay.
Stick with it.
This is how you learn songs, kids. Okay.
Move it.
Move it. Want to try a little faster?
Sure.
Just a touch faster.
Many of you have enjoyed Wintergrass music for over 28 years. Well, we're going to dig into those archives and bring you something special right now, right here on Pocketgrass. Enjoy!
It's one of those tunes that I feel was written a long time ago, but still rings true today. It's called Ring Them Bells.
From the city that dreams, ring them bells from the sanctuaries across the valleys and streams. For deep in the wide, and the world's on its side, and time is running backwards, and so is the bride. Ring them bells, St. Peter, where the four winds blow. Ring them bells with an iron hand so the people know. For it's rush hour now on the wheel and the plow, and the sun is going down upon the sacred cow. For the poor man's son, ring them bells so the world will know that our God is one. For the shepherd is asleep where the willows weep, and the mountains are filled with lost sheep. Ring them bells for the blind and the deaf. Ring them bells who are left. Ring them bells for the chosen few who will judge the many when the game is through. Ring them bells for the time that flies, for the child that cries when the innocence dies. Ring them bells, St. Catherine, from the top of the room. Ring them from the fortress for the lilies that bloom. For the lines are long and the fighting is strong, and they're breaking down the distance between right and wrong.
I hope you've enjoyed this dumpling edition of Pocketgrass. Be sure to send in your recipes, because we're going to pick one, and that'll be a theme. It's been fun to have you roll along with us. Sometimes we can't always be together, but here we are, in the same pocket. See you next time. So long now.
trio, Sweaty Lip. We've been playing. Actually, we haven't been playing anywhere. No one has. And of course, I play guitar. Sister Mary Mike Tyson plays a little drum. She's not very good. And then, of course, Mother Superior she plays bagpipes, and it's not good, not good.
And I'm stunned by the fact that you have a bagpipe player.
Well, I don't know if it's actually a bagpipe, or it might be like just like a vacuum cleaner bag. I'm not sure.